of the players that he lost to, like 0-2 to a laser, you know, I did class a laser there, but 1-2 against Spats, a little bit of a surprise. I do think Spats is pretty solid overall, but still, Gerald is a guy that he's had like a miracle run into the top 8 kind of thing for him in this region. I think he beat Lambo when he did that. I can't remember for the life of me, but still,
so, yeah.
A player that I didn't expect to see here. So spawning in the top left here of Ghost River, it is the blue toss, it is Gerald.
On the top right, he had a heartbreaker game against Wayne the other day. Felt like he won it, and then he just attacked a little bit too soon into Mass Hydra. It is ForJumy looking to get himself a win on the board.
Yeah, ForJumy's route hasn't been easy either. Like, is this going to be a cannon rush, you reckon? Like
double gate.
Oh.
This is a very ForJumy kind of play, man. Like, he loves to play super aggressive 2-gate Forge. Okay, this map is... Okay, well, that's immediately scouted from Gerald. That's huge. This map has a very good cannon position, by the way, because you can hit the gas from the low ground. So that's why it's probably the choice for ForJumy. But this is going to be immediately a Forge going down from Gerald, and this should be a pretty good route for him, because he can basically deny high ground vision by just walling the probe out. So the probe will have to sit in range of a cannon to get high ground vision, which is not sustainable. And that should just mean that, I guess in the end, that Gerald should be okay.
I like the fire that he was bringing, honestly, but Gerald scouted that beyond fast, didn't he? Like, didn't even get a chance to really breathe, and rough start for ForJumy. He's going to have a few cannons on the low ground. How do you follow this one up?
Well, I mean, you can still give it a go. I think the full wall is a problem, though. Like, if you have something in the main, you can cause chaos and trouble, but the fact that it's a full wall already, I just don't see what you can really do to cause trouble with. ForJumy's first 2 Zelds are going to show up. I mean, Gerald has 2 cannons of his own. I actually don't know what you do if this gets scouted.
Oh, and the cannon isn't in range and cancels one of the cannons. I think that's a good call by ForJumy. Gerald leaving both of them up, realizing that economically he's going to be ahead. And, that's... Yeah, this is not what you want, is it?
Counter proxy Stargate, probably.
I think that's the play. I think that's the play here. Like, just to talk about how bad this is for ForJumy right now, he hasn't minded a single gas. Like, no matter what he does from this point, it's going to be a really hard game to win, no matter what.
Yep. I mean, this is just going to be absolutely difficult. No, me, I gotta say, yeah, because what do you want me to say? Like, oh, actually, Ben, I disagree. I think ForJumy's got a great chance. He's going to spot this proxy Stargate, and yeah, now he's winning. No, I think he's dead. Damn it.
You're going to be paranoid about it now,
yes,
aren't you?
I am.
This is going to so self-aware.
To be fair, I have said it, but like sometimes, like in this case, you just literally said something. It's like, wow, I just agree. I'm tired, so I haven't thought of a better word to say than I agree, Ben. Or yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be more proper next time.
No, I love it. I love it just the way you are, Wardy. This is fantastic.
Hey, I did so well in that last series too. I stopped doing it.
Oh, this is horrible.
Yeah, it sucks. Having to recall your stalker home.
Did he shoot his own adept a little bit there? Still, this is hasn't lined up the attacks. I tell you what.
Okay.
There's not much to say, is there? Like, it's one of those things. ForJumy's looking like he's in terrible shape here. Terrible. He actually kills his gateway before he lets the stalker finish, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think he's very eager to go and deny the pylon and the power to these gateways. Although that would probably make more sense if he then actually turned around and went back to it. But I guess he does want to win that fight as well. I mean, he should be fine either way. Just the moment you deny those gateways, you deny pretty much all of the DPS available. So I think that goes a long way too. As a couple stalkers continue to come about, we are going to be seeing that one stalker taking a few more shots. We go back and forth. The Zealot is going to be very low. It goes down. Turn back onto the stalker, but I think we're actually going to be okay. Gerald is going to win that micro ball.
And he's like, you know what? you got a couple of gateways there. You got Forge. Yeah, here's my Nexus,
oh,
bro.
No. The stalker.
Oh no, there's a stalker behind.
He's stuck.
Oh no.
Poor guy. Yeah. No, that's not ideal.
Is he going to try and force field him out of there, do you reckon?
I think
Plop
he's
him,
just gonna
plop him on over.
Well, I thought he's got a robo, so I thought maybe he'd get a prism and eventually he'd free them with the prism.
That's true. That's
probably
true.
the plan. But Gerald's gonna have blink very soon, by the way, and that's obviously gonna be a huge advantage. Yeah, the immortal's obviously pretty powerful, but having blink is extremely powerful.
Yeah, it really is, and you know he can kill that forge.
Oh, that works too.
I think he can get out of there. Like, why do you need cannons at this point? To be fair, like, are you gonna start grading your +1 on that? No, doubt it.
No, I mean,
It's hard to move up these ramp with the cannons though. Oh,
yeah,
that caught ForJumy very off guard.
Yep. I mean, even with the force field, doesn't matter if there's blink available, right? So at the end of the day, I guess there wasn't much you could do here. Anyways, 2 adepts do get by, but we're going to clean those out, and then ForJumy is in a whole world of trouble. I mean, he's going to have an immortal, but that's kind of about it.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those games that you just kind of, if you're a ForJumy fan, and I'm sure he has a bunch, you just a bit sad, you know, a bit sad. He's given an impossible task from this point on. Like, this is not one of those mirrors where it's like, oh, I see some light at the end of the tunnel. No, that tunnel is blacked out, mate. But we'll see. He's got, so far, he's got 1 robo for production, 1 gateway as well. He's getting his own Twilight Council online, but I don't know.
He's going to go for the pylon that powers the robo. He's going to deny the second immortal. That is, yeah, that's not exactly great. As now he can blink on this other immortal super battery, though. No, come on, it's healing the freaking robos, and the immortal dies. I was like, oh well, maybe we can. Oh no, never mind. He's gonna go after the other pylon, by the way, which isn't finished building, so you can't repair it. But he does get the immortal out. That's how close it was. The robo was up for like 0.1 of a second, and it was enough to get the immortal out. Anyways, Gerald clearly has enough right now. The battery's out of energy. Super battery is gone. This immortal will die, and so will ForJumy's dreams in game number 1.
Yeah, ForJumy's a fighter, man. Probes are being pulled. He's even getting a Dark Shine down here in the south. Oh, yeah, GG. That was everything that could go wrong. Kind of went wrong, right? It's just one of those games you want to forget about. You hope people also forget about it.
2-gate forge immediately scouted. Yeah, kind of how it goes. I mean, at least he cancelled the proxy Stargate, so he didn't die to the Void Ray.
That is true.
You gotta take the positives sometimes, you know?
You certainly do. You certainly do. Second map will be Oceanborn between these 2 players, so a far more normal map. And oh, I mean, I did have Gerald as the favorite going into this, just because I do feel that him being 0-2, being in this position in the first place is weird. You know what I mean? Yep.
I think it could be like I could imagine more so like Gerald being like 1-1 at this stage, like 2-0 with good opponents maybe, but 0-2 is brutal. I think you said it right. I think him losing to Spats is kind of the surprise. You know, playing against a laser, that's always going to be tough, but Spats is, I think, a beatable opponent. I think it's very fair to say for Gerald. So, and it was a 2-game series as well, caught up in PvP. It happens.
Yeah, and the thing is, that is not because I think Spats is bad. I actually think Spats is pretty good, pretty underrated, actually. It's just that I think Gerald is... He is a guy that he's going for top 12 this season, you know? Like, anything less would be a little bit of a surprise for him, I think, as far as he rates himself. But ForJumy gets a little bit of a pause going on here, start of this game.
Okay, looks as though we're good. He didn't start a probe immediately. I guess that's because he was literally busy pausing. I'm not sure what the issue was, but we'll get in. I'm sure he'll start his probe. And we can actually get to the introductions, Mapu's favorite part of the day. As in the top left-hand corner, it is going to be the blue Protoss player. Up 1-0, Gerald.
And spawning over in the bottom right-hand side, as our red Protoss, ForJumy. I was also thinking about the Euthermal Lambro situation yesterday, where I was like, oh, like, Euthermal not with one like, thanks bro, or anything like that. And then I thought about my dear friend Wardy, friend of Euthermal, you know?
Yeah. Give
the man a keyboard, like, just to try out. Doesn't say anything, doesn't say like, hey, when do you want this Batman? Or like, hey, could you, wait. And I was like, my boy Wardy, this This northerner.
In the wrong country, mate.
I planned this for you, you know.
I haven't seen you since you gave me the keyboard.
That's true. Anyhow, double gate for both these guys.
This is such a call out. What the hell?
It was a little.
I'm gonna wrap it up for you in gift wrap just to make sure you're not offended when you get it back. Like,
yeah, with like a chocolate underneath or something, you know, like.
Yeah, I'm gonna replace a couple of keycaps with just chocolate, so you can, little chocolatey surprise. Yeah.
Absolutely. I was just doing my friend with, like, you know, limp wrists a favor, helping him out a little bit.
Shit, man. I'll don't worry. I'm taking good care of it until you show up at an event again.
That's good. Hopefully soon, Wardy. We'll be at events together, you know, hopefully. Alrighty. This game, so far, not as much of a train wreck for ForJumy, you know. Like, it's not as if he went for a cannon rush and got scouted immediately. It's going for a kind of fake proxy location there on the easterly side of the map, and I think the other probe that he has is just for scouting, eh?
Yeah, it would seem so, right? You just have one of these. Laughing. I'm just thinking. I don't know why. Clearly, with you, I just say like yeah a lot while I think. Like, you know, maybe it's the British in me. Like, you know, you bring it out a bit. I have no idea, but yes, I imagine the other probe is in fact just for scouting, so that you can just scout as much as possible all around the map and make sure you're not in trouble.
I think it is something where you hear somebody that's speaking like, you know, people that you're familiar with.
Yeah, exactly.
And you fall back into certain patterns that, like when you're on a broadcast and you have these sentences that you fall back to quite naturally, and it's like, oh, it's a mate, right? I'm just talking with a mate, and it's like, yeah,
yeah,
you know,
yep, you're not wrong.
Everything just goes out the window. But especially also, you know, you're on cast for like 10 hours, and it's like the 12th best of 3 of the day. It's it starts to get you a little bit, I suppose. Like, this is 24 hours of you, Wardy.
24 hours of me? In the past 2 days?
Like the last 2 days? Yeah. That's a lot of Wardy in my life.
A lot of Wardy. A lot of Ben on my side. It's okay, though. It's been fun. As we got a PvP to wrap it all up. And we're back next week as well. How great is that? I think my next day is with you again, so it's like... Basically, I disappear for a bit. When I come back, boom, straight back to the good stuff.
That's like one of those moments where you contact like the people that hired us and you're like, what are you doing to me? Put me with Ben every time. Jeez Louise.
Jeez Louise, I know. He's they really just like put me with you all the time. Actually, you know, it's kind of weird because I looked at it and it's like I cast with you like 3 times, I cast with Pig 3 times, and that's like half my days. I cast
I mean, that's a lot.
Oh no, I guess I did Loco and Cats 1 day each already. Yeah, I get like 1 day with Loco, 1 day with Cats, 1 day with Roddy, 1 day with ZG, and then I get 3 days with you and 3 days with Pig. Sandwiched in between it all.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, ForJumy, he's been a bit spicy this game. It's a Dark Shrine on the go with Blink. Now, his heart probably sank a little bit upon getting into the space and seeing that there is a Roro facility on the go. But that does not mean that the DTs can't deal damage, because we all know how good they can be, especially today. Like,
the DTs have been great today. As ForJumy though, and again, force field on that ramp is not too pretty of a time. Let's see if the Dark Shrine can pop up and make a difference. We do have an OBS coming in. Obviously, it's going to be about the positioning, where the army is at, to actually help shoot the DTs down as well. Actually chase forward here. That sentry, because it turns around, is going to go down. So another loss for ForJumy in this skirmish. DT's warp on the left-hand side, but I mean, Gerald's pulling back to the natural. The OBS is moving. I think the OBS is likely to see the DTs as they move in at this rate. So yeah,
this
is
going to be like
perfect.
The most unfortunate timing. Unless
Gerald,
he did.
He did? He just didn't pull the OBS back straight away.
Yeah, he was a bit like, whoa. But luckily, because that could have spelled absolute disaster. I think it was one of those where you kind of might see the minimap a little bit in your peripheral vision, but ForJumy will try and get a cancel here on that Nexus, and that could be the start of getting something done. Recall early, but not quite early enough, and doesn't get the cancel either. And this DT Oh, this all just went topsy-turvy, didn't it?
It did indeed, yeah. It did not go the way that ForJumy wanted to at all. Good ideas, right? Hit the right, run the DT in on the left, but Gerald was just on top of it. Absolutely pristine defense. All said and done, though, ForJumy does have a worker lead on the back of this. He has 9 workers up. Obviously, Gerald has an army lead, but if ForJumy can stay on the map, maybe he buys himself enough time without taking a straight-up fight where the worker lead has a bit more of an impact. He's going to catch a couple Stalkers here, so that's one way to get rid of the disadvantage. But now he gets blinked on by everything else. Gerald is somehow going to come out of this ahead, and that is going to be beautiful. Ooh, that blink just saves that one low HP Stalker.
Yeah, it was real clutch, and you know the DTs this game, they really were not worth it. Like, they didn't get anything done. Sentries deal quite a bit more damage now. Gerald isn't necessarily like steamrolling this game, even though a lot of things have gone bad for ForJumy. One thing that he's done very well is chrono boost out a lot of probes. So economically, it's not that bad for him. I'm just worried. I am, because Gerald so far has been showing a lot of confidence in these fights. And it does feel like a lot of the fights ForJumy's just been a little bit on the back foot. And now he is outnumbered before things even begin here.
Yeah, the army supply is the big issue, and I just don't think we've had enough time to let the probe advantage sink in, obviously.
Taking a 4th. I'm very surprised that he's that gung-ho about it, but I mean, if he can stabilize against this, then he's going to be in good shape, obviously. Nice blink micro.
I think this is actually one of the better case scenarios for ForJumy. Gerald went down the ramp, he puts a lot of damage on the 4th, but doesn't get the 4. He just lost his observer, so DT warping to play defense now.
The natural of ForJumy, something else is happening. So there were adepts going in there, killing a lot of workers at the same time. So Gerald doing a few things at once here. Cancels this 4th base. He's got double the amount of Stalkers now on the field.
Yes, he does. As we have ourselves at 4th base coming down from Gerald. So he does get the cancel. He does get a bunch of probes. That undoes the worker lead. He maintains an army lead. And, well, I guess at this point it's really the DT advantage basically from ForJumy. Can he get those DTs to actually start doing something, actually start finding some damage? Has not been able to thus far.
No, definitely. Warp Prism coming online for both these guys. Usually a big indicator that you want to deal some aggression, some damage on the map. But for ForJumy, that's a bunch of DTs. That is very, very expensive cargo over there. And Gerald, he doesn't need to use anything like that. They're both on 10 gateways apiece, both putting down their bases, their 4th base. Gerald with a good number of obs set up as well.
Yeah, vision everywhere, obviously ability to kind of deal with, so that's going to be good. He's going to kind of get a bit of a base trade, but Gerald just has more to base trade with, which obviously is a good start. He's actually going to go into the main base. He's looking to shut down production immediately. Oh, I love that play. I mean, he's straight in there, so he is actually going to stop a lot of these gateways, and that's actually painful. That's so much warping potential. Meanwhile, you can obviously still warp in on the other side. ForJumy does catch the Immortal there. He is going to lose a lot of the Stalkers, however. The DTs show up. Another Observer, Corona Booster now. The detection will be here in a moment, so we will be able to deal with these DTs. The Super Battery bought us a little bit of time, and the extra warp in as Gerald is able to deal with this so far. Now he loses the Robo. He loses the Observer. He has 1 Observer left in the game. Obviously, DTs are the play from ForJumy from here. He's hoping that he's killed the last Obs. Obviously, he doesn't know that there's 1 more. But Gerald really needs to now babysit that Observer. He cannot let that go down. That would be disastrous for him. But now he's going to be okay, and he's killed 41 probes. He actually sees his opponent's Obs. He's going to get the kill. And that was the last Obs of ForJumy as well.
Ah, brutal, man. And look how many Stalkers he has on the other side of the map. I think it was real clutch by Gerald just going for the main base like he did. The reinforcements dealt with that 3rd. He's still dealing damage over here as well. And granted, there isn't an Observer to deal with these DTs, but as long as they have Blink, as long as Gerald stabilizes behind all this, he's cooking.
Cooking up. Beautiful. Little 2-0 for himself. DTs are having some fun because we are missing the Obs, but it's just not going to be enough, and ForJumy recognizes it, sees it, and accepts it. GG is called, and Gerald is the victor 2-0 on the final matchup here today, and he will stay alive. Unfortunately, that is going to be the end.